Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to 101 with Tony Family. Today got a special guest, Lil Cy. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Cy.
Oh, alright. So today we're gonna talk about Philly rappers. And after the release of, Wins and Losses by Meek Mills, I started evaluating, Philly culture a little bit more. And the top two contender that always come across my feed, always and forever gonna be right now in the mainstream, PNB Rock versus Kur. Now I know, people will take opposing sides, but I'm gonna tell you straight out the gate. I'm a Kur fan. Like
I'm a Rock fan.
I'm going somewhere. I'm blazing Kur. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a couple of PNB Rock songs. Alright, you feel me? But I feel as though Kur should have got that shot.
No.
You don't think so? Like,
I honestly don't.
Now prove to me why you think PNB Rock is superior in this situation.
Because Rock, he just he speaks for everybody. Okay, it's like Kur only speaks for a certain gender, like only males. Rock can speak for males and females. Like
but even then, like Kur has songs. You feel me? That
but he don't have them now.
Views.
He don't have them now. And as of now, my generation, we listen to both. I can't just sit there and listen to Kur talk about like
that's
the
like
hood
saying
stuff
that's like saying, all right, you pick Boogie over Don Q just because
yes,
Boogie is more sentimental.
I will.
All right, that's gonna be a whole nother podcast because I bangs with Don Q and I bang with Boogie to the death. Boogie, High Bridge be the label, but I think Don Q, because of his style, his aggression, and his way of coming at things point of view, should be on top. So that's the same point of view I take with Kur.
That's because you're a male. You are a male.
But I don't think really gender had nothing to do with it. I think it's just more of the mindset behind it.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like Kur. I do like Kur. But if I had to choose out of Kur and Rock, I'm going to pick Rock because Rock is like, his music touches people. Like, Kur, you got some songs that, Kur, you be like, damn, Kur, like, yeah, like that. But Rock is like, yo, Rock really is this nigga. Like,
but see, Kur make me, look back to old Philly. Like, I'm talking about 09, 08, 07. Like, you feel me? When Reed Downs was coming up, Joey Jihad, Young Hot, Meek, that nigga Lil. Like, all these cats, Gilly and all these guys, because, is hungry. He's at the bottom. Like, he got all that hunger and pain. He's painting Philly for what it is. Like, when you go to Philly, like when you've been in Philly, when you stay there multiple days, or you got family up there, so you out there like 10 toes down. You see the struggle of Philly. PNB Rock is painting this whimsical ass picture.
Well, hold up. Rock was struggling too.
I'm not saying Rock wasn't struggling, but it's all his major hits is always gravitating towards, sensation of love, betrayal, heartbreak. You feel me?
Because that's what grab people attention now.
No, it's because emotions sell right now.
Exactly.
And because that whole light skin, dark skin thing.
What?
Yeah, it's like they always paint dark skinned men are insensitive, where light skinned men are more in tune with their feelings. They want to hear you out. They the ones who want the relationship. They the ones who want to care and stuff. And everybody paint dark skinned men as the hard body, the thugs, the gangster, whatever. You feel me?
So
it comes back to that because that what sells when your imagery is of a light skinned cat. PNB Rock, he ain't gonna take no short out here, but he be hella light skin on his track, like.
And all that light skinnedness is getting her money.
You feel me? But Kur staying true to himself. Like, there's more to the culture than just selling out and just getting to the shit. And I'm not saying PNB Rock right now is selling out. Because there are other artists that did sell out. PNB Rock, like, a lot of his music, it does show a side of him that is true to himself. I'm not going to take that away from him. He showed a side of himself that really is truly PNB Rock. But I feel as though Kur is showing the raw, unfiltered version of his life. All the shit he been through, his sister been through, but he had to go through his mom, pops never around, you feel me? How he ain't have shit, how he had to trap at his grandma's crib.
Can I say something? You said all right, we're gonna go back to that hungry stuff. Like when you said Meek was hungry, and then when he ate, he just fell off. He wasn't really worrying about speaking or rapping about that hungriness no more because he already ate. Rock was hungry. Rock was able to eat. Now it's like, what else can you can't keep rapping about being hungry when you eating. You can't.
But there's an evolution to the hunger. Like, all right, let's take a good artist who done it in recent history. That's gonna be a little hard. All right, let's look at Future. You feel me? Future style been. He came out real hungry. He had a couple hungry tracks back in the day, like. And you listen to his current mixtapes and everything. You feel me? He shows the life he lives, but he also shows the effects it have on him. Like, so just because you made it doesn't mean everything's perfect. With more money comes more problems. So there are things to still stress about, to still go through. But a lot of these artists want to paint, how since they're winning, nothing can go wrong. And I feel as though Kur won't be set up in that trap because Kur is too real to himself. Because even when he talked about it, like, all right, now I got a little fame, I got a little buzz, and I ain't even got money for the trap. You feel me? All these chicks on me, they want to go do this, they want me to blow a bag on them, all that. You feel me? But I still, at night, think about those days, and at times now I gotta really see who's friends and who's foe, because now that I'm starting to get it, they want it. So I gotta see, was you really down with me, or you really down with me to be for me, or the fact that for what I got? So even now, Kur's still saying true to himself.
Rock is saying true too.
But Rock imagery is pushing himself. You gotta understand, when somebody listens to somebody like PNB, or any artist for that, are they listening to album version, or they listen to underground version? And that matters because these artists are still dropping mixtapes while they're dropping albums. And they have two different feels. Like if you go listen to a T-Pain album and you go listen to a T-Pain mixtape, they sound totally different from each other. And that is what a lot of enthusiasts about music. Mixtapes got a little bit way more free reign than on an album, so you get to show that inner you. So a lot of people in the mainstream that seeing PNB Rock is not seeing the whole picture of PNB Rock. With Kur has no choice but to show you the whole picture. If Kur was to actually drop an album right now, he's going to show you the whole picture. Because what can he market himself to be that it's not him? He dropped so many mixtapes over the years. What are you up to? Mixtape 7? Project number 7? He dropped so many projects to the date that this is what we're accustomed to now. This is what we know. You being true to yourself. So you drop an album, your freshman album. Let's say your freshman album. And something totally different, we're not going to gravitate to you because true Kur fans don't know, why would you drop this? It's like somebody like when Post Malone came out, all he had was that one mixtape, that one project. So when he dropped August 28th, he went left as hell. Boy went left. But that's because we didn't hear nothing prior to that we didn't know which way he came in and which lane he should have stayed in. Because it's all we had was the Post Malone self-entitled EP. August 28th was his second project. So you got somebody who got 5-6 projects out already on the market, and you go drop an album that don't sound like you, then we know you 100% commercial. So how you feel towards that? Like, you think PNB Rock can contend with that?
I mean, he probably can. I'm not gonna say he can't.
I need some certainty over here. You came out strong out the paint for the boy PNB, like.
Of course I did.
Like, we already know the homie Kur, he's real to what he says because you get it shaking in the streets.
How do you know that? How you know that's not just for the booth? Honestly, how do you know that?
How's not for the booth?
How can you sit here and tell me that Kur is going through that every day? He can just be saying that just for the booth. You don't know that.
But Kur also came off as a storyteller because certain tracks.
I can make up a story.
But when you're a storyteller, it doesn't mean you have to live it. You're just portraying it.
Okay then, but you make
and part of his projects, he even come at like, these are things that I can relate to that I'm gonna paint through somebody else's eyes. Like this is like person X, and they're going through this, but this is a real situation that we go through.
Okay, and Kur, the picture he painted is vivid. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. But like I'm saying, your argument is saying is that he's speaking for who he is. And my argument is you don't know if he's really like that. So
how do you know that, you feel me, PNB Rock, the things that he says, to attract the young female, is really how he want to be? Because look at it like this. Even his Double XL freestyle. He talks about how he curves chicks.
Okay.
He find them, freak them, fling them. You feel me? The 3 Fs. But Kur says that he does that and he does that. And then, but you got somebody like PNB Rock going to say like, oh, songs like I Want to Be With You and I'm Selfish. I want to be entangled in you. So you give a mixed signal now. Like, you cuff them for they temporary? Like, what's going on? Like,
listen, okay? He can, all right, what was it called? The X what? The what?
Like Person X? Like, we just giving, like...
No, the rap thing when it was all...
Double XL?
Yeah, the Double XL. When he you know, whatever, Curving Girls. You have songs out here with him basically saying the same thing. You know, even, like, I don't know if he, like... I'm not going to sit here and say Rock really is that person. Or if he not that person. I'm not saying I believe what he's saying in his songs. It's just... The reason I listen to him because it touches me. If it touches me, it's gonna get my attention. I can't.
So you pretty much.
So
you pretty much like saying like PNB Rock.
Put me in my feelings.
That's pretty much it.
Basically, that's why I like PNB Rock. I'm not gonna sit here and say Kur put me in my feelings.
Kur, in a very interesting way, Kur does put you in your feelings.
He don't. I cannot.
Because like it's like damn, it's like yo, I was that poor, bro. I was that poor. Like, I kind of made it, but, you feel me, to be substantial, but I was that poor that I can understand, like, what he's going through, you feel me?
Listen.
Like, yo, you know, I was out here, I had to live with my grandma for some years, like, you know, 18 kids, one crib, that's a lot of kids, like, you feel me? So I understand his struggle, like.
Listen, everybody comes from the mud, from everybody, and that's stamp. But Kur is at a point where he has, like, a rising time. Like, he's about to, like, you know, come up. And what is he going to do when he come up? Still keep rapping about that? It's going to get tiring. We're all going to get sick of hearing him whine. That's what he basically is doing, whining while rapping. Like,
Kur do not whine.
He's keep talking about all the stuff he been through. Okay, we heard you the first couple times.
Yo,
he keeps talking about it. At the end of the day, it's going to get tiring, and nobody's going to listen to him no more, and that's facts.
At the end of the day, I still pick Kur over PNB.
Okay.
I still think he's a better artist.
That's your opinion.
I hope that he get better. No disrespect to PNB, but if I had to pick the two, you already know which way I'm rocking with.
Of course. And I'm rocking with Rock, and that's just that.
All right. This is the end of our podcast. We want to catch you on a later note. Thanks for having you, Lil Cy. You feel me? You know, this has been episode 101 Phantom.